sorry that I can't keep it together. Maybe it's the trauma, or maybe it's the drugs. I can't seem to control my fucking temper. But the problem lies in not being enough. I lost my sense of humor in the battle for my mind. Now I'll slip away with one last puff this time. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Forgive me for the outburst with your neighbor. My actions don't reflect what's in my soul. I never found the right way to relate or take in and display a better role. The chemicals that shape me are buried deep this time. My family's already given up, it's fine. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, the only time with no regrets, letting myself die. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my life. The substance suicide, the only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Is letting myself die.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Oh, yeah. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence on this 8 September 2025 in the year of our news cycle dumpster fire. It's the Monday edition. Use Army WJ Moments, WJ Nation Radio. Yeah, so what'd you guys think of The King and Me? I'm about to say right now, I enjoyed that. That was a nice little episode there. A good scene. King and his wife Michelle. I was listening in. Yep. I am not the type of person to be providing marriage advice, being a divorce enthusiast, but I will say that they did a great job. That was good. That was a good first show. They're on their own. They have their own thing going on. The King and Me has been for a while, and it was just proposed to, hey, why don't we bring them on to WTF Nation Radio's Enterprise Empire? What do you want to call it? And we're like, yeah, all right. Let's say, what's up, David? How you doing, man? Hey, what's up, Musa? Oh, Keith is there. Oh, is that the Monday edition chats? Where's your Mars bar? So yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, pretty good. I love it. I like it. Good advice. Although at the end of my shows, I ain't nobody for me to kiss. So I'm just saying that was a sweet show, though. That's what I'm talking about. That positivity in relationships and stuff is important. I think we need to kind of like focus on that, especially in this tumultuous time of dating and online dating and OnlyFans dating. And woo, I love the wisdom. I love it. It was great stuff. So, Sports Bar's out there too. Oh, see, look at that. Oh, everyone's joining us tonight on the on the socials. I see everybody in different chats and different stuff. I even got my little personal chat going. I have a family, kind of like a family chat, where kind of like, to kind of like protect family members and stuff from revealing who they are and all that. Because once they start getting connected to, and they're like, did you know? And so and all that. Because I do have family members that are in the Army as well that are currently serving, and so I just wanted to make sure that everybody was like, yeah, everybody, all the chats look like they're up. Looks like they're working pretty good. Okay, so what a news week. I will just say, what a week of news. Everyone, from Monday to no, hell no, Allie, man, you just walked in. Oh, girl, shit, you're here. I'm just about ready to jump on the topic. What kind of girl do I like? Hey, this is not about me. Again, I'm always the divorce enthusiast here. So, smoke pits in the house too, man. Yeah, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Seeing everyone just like in the chat. Hey, kings don't kiss and tell. I don't reveal the types that I am attracted to or they're on hanging out with, and also some of them enjoy that discretion. There, how about that? I'm just gonna go there. So, why are you so nosy, Musa? Why are you so nosy? What's in your sippy cup? Jessica gang. So. Hey, so there was something that came across, I'd say about 3-4 days ago in the news that yeah, you ain't lying, man. Why? Yeah, you ain't lying. It should be easier. It should be easy to get divorced. I guess we're on the tail end of the King and Me. These are the King and Me freaking anecdotes, I guess. Different version of it, I guess. Why is it so expensive? It should be easier to get divorced as opposed to getting married. It should be hard to get married. Like, there should be some sort of selection or something like that in process, stuff like that. Because nowadays, you ain't got time. It doesn't count if you don't have exes in Texas. Brother, do I have exes in Texas? And Florida. And North Carolina. And, all points other. And D.C. You love it when I know. You're embarrassing me. You're making me blush, Musa. Because it's worth it. So there's about 4 or 5. Okay, and we're going to get some more serious stuff here. There was a report that came out, and we were trying to find out I was looking exactly at where this was at. And it has to do with the Second Amendment. You guys know in the news, there's been some shootings, and everyone, of course, immediately ramps to gun control on some aspect or another. And they're all in Scotland and Wisconsin. We talking about Mexicans again? And so I was going to say something. U.S. Army WTF, almost a WTF Nation Radio. We're not outwardly throwing out, Second Amendment. You're not seeing us with our two-way stuff and all that. But we do support the Second Amendment, period. That's it. Guns. We were going to play the skit, and I kind of tested the video to do the skit on Saturday Night Live If you guys saw this episode, when the forefathers of our country were discussing what amendments to write, of course, if you guys, know who this individual is, and he goes, guns, right? Everyone's like loving it because it was a good skit, talking about the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and all that. There's a story that came across the AP, and what the reason why it raised my eyebrow. Well, it raised my unibrow, depending on how many times I pluck it. But it raised my eyebrows a little bit because somebody said, or somebody, this is what I'm saying. So we don't have anything legit. Nothing's come out. But it's been reported that the Justice Department is drawing some sort of, drawing up some sort of legislation or some sort of high-level action against transgenders owning guns. Now, you guys know me. Absolute Second Amendment, absolute First Amendment. You can say whatever the fuck you want online or whatever and enjoy the consequences that come your way. Whatever you want to say for your free speech. The same thing goes with the Second Amendment. There are groups that are out there that use guns in crime that if you were to overlay that mentality to prohibit transgenders from owning guns, then guess what? Everybody would be a quote unquote banned or whatever. And I'm going to say right now, nah. Yeah, exactly that, Smoke Pit. They floated the notion. No, I don't fucking think so. I'll say that right now. I don't fucking think so. We kind of like throw our jokes and memes and stuff on the pages. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. I like to do that little Optimus Prime stuff. And everyone talks about, well, no, certain groups shouldn't have this. Oh, no. Because if you really wanted to play on the action of individuals that have harmed themselves or have harmed others, like I said, that's everybody. That's name your group, name your affected group. Besides, an armed minority are they're harder to oppress. And so I don't support any of that shit. The story from the AP, the discussion is coming in the wake, of course, of the shooting at the Minneapolis Catholic School last night when it was revealed that the person was a transgender shooter. Okay, transgender shooter. Here's the thing, too. Everyone talks about on the Second Amendment side, well, if you just enforce the laws that are already there or whatever, there were so many clues to this individual that was going to shoot up the school. That's what pisses me off, too. Is that someone didn't go in and say, or didn't flag or whatever. Because, when YouTube likes to flag me for saying boobs or saying, saying titties or something like that, or saying something that, whatever, and we get, deplatformed or we get an episode pulled because something that we said, no. But then they don't say, hey, FBI or hey, local police, you got somebody that's in your area that could be, because they're really good at using AI to well, not just us, but other influencers or podcasters or whatever that like to put something online. And what happens? Immediately you'll see their page get demonetized, or you'll see their page get an episode pull. And no, that right there. Look, we're gonna go down to, if we're gonna start doing that when it comes to some sort of there's a condition or mental illness. Every time we post something on WTF Moments on the main page. Not so much on the radio side because it's mostly the media stuff and our videos and stuff like that, but mostly on WTF Moments. We just sit back and watch all the fucking comments of individuals and we look at their profiles, and they're the ones that say the reason why we have the Second Amendment is to protect the First. And then as soon as we post something that has to do with transgenders owning a weapon or this discussion of, immediately everyone's like, well, it's because there's a recommended in it. They're suffering some mental. Now look. Here's that slippery slope. You wanna say that there's a mental issue with transgenders or whatever? Whether you support them or not, that's a whole nother discussion. But what do you think they're gonna do to us as veterans who have PTSD or traumatic brain injury or has been recommended to take a specific med that could be something that is what you think, like for instance, you're having trouble sleeping. And the VA offers you a medication to help you sleep. That's also an antidepressant. And that's been the case. We've seen it. Individuals like, oh, okay, I'm just trying to sleep. The VA goes, yeah, we'll give you some whatever. I don't even know what the antidepressant is. I'll just give you a generic name. You know what I mean? We'll give you blank and it'll help you sleep. But also, just to let you know, it's used as an antidepressant. No. I'm telling you guys, be careful with this shit. Everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah. No. Nope. Should not be infringed. Good point from Ali. He was actually a detransition who was radicalized by a Telegram channel. His official reasoning was neo-Nazis saved him from the woke left. That was another thing, too. There's some crazy demonic shit in that fucking manifesto. Like some weird, like legit weird demonic shit. Like, dude had a freaking drawing of himself reflecting through a mirror, and the dude was a demon or something like that. It was some crazy shit. Like, this some fucking needs some help. Freedom is for the people that you don't like too. Exactly. Guns. So when everyone's like, yeah, we should do this. Everyone, there are some, and I am really appreciative of some of my Second Amendment, enjoyers as well. That said, nah, this is bullshit. Because if you're going to do that, it's going to lead to that. Everyone talks about the slippery slope. To me, that's the slippery slope. If you're going to try to use some sort of mental illness or whatever to try to label a trajectory, no. Don't forget, elections only happen, every 4 years. And the individuals that are in there that you like and are supporting, rah, are going to get elected in what? We're going to have other individuals who are going to come into office and say, oh, yeah, good idea, banning transgenders because of mental issues. Well, look who else has mental issues. Vets, cops, first responders, therapists. Then what's going to happen? Then we're going to have individuals who are going to be the self-appointed arbiters of what's considered a mental illness. Oh, look right here. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Ken, look at that. It looks like you were, or Musa, or Ali, or Spanky. It looks like you're having some problems sleeping. No, it looks like here you were given this medication to help you sleep, but it's an antidepressant. Oh, what do you mean? What do you think that there's going to... No. Yeah, exactly that. Criminals for gun safety. Sometimes them slopes do really be. Yep, exactly. Yeah, thank you, Spanky. 79% of Americans have mental illness. I just made that up. No, I'm going to tell you what. If you were to use that template against the transgender community, I would be like, it would open up a fucking can of worms. It would open up a chasm of drama that you would say, okay, we got vets, we got cops, we got Leos, we got doctors, we have teachers. Hey, what's up? Alpha Knight. That's right, baby. Mark. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, Mark. I was like, wait a minute. I know Mark Orgo. I just want to make sure we're good to go. We're representing. Alpha Knight's representing. Nice, Hypertime. There you go. Zip Zap the ghost. You see behind me right there? Hypertime. Oh, Hypertime. This line of argumentation from Ali, we're going to comment here, contradicts the administration's legal argument for the transgender military ban. They explicitly said the DSMV admits that transgender people are not mentally ill, and the government uses this as a legal reasoning for transgender people to choose to transition and live alternatively, and sometimes they will deal with gender dysphoria. I deal with people dysphoria too. I mean, I'm not making light of your comment there, Ali, but there's individuals that have antisocial tendencies that, and I was just joking, is like people with dysphoria. I mean, people, there's a lot of individuals that I know that use self-isolation to not want to deal with the public or not want to hang out with people or something like that. And holy crap. Yeah, exactly that. You got every single kid who had a childhood condition. As a matter of fact, wasn't it just too recently that the Army was considering lifting some of the entrance requirements for individuals who smoked weed? Which when you want to buy a weapon or something like that, sometimes it says if you use illicit or have been addicted to or blah, 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 blah. It's been a minute since I purchased, some Second Amendment enjoying things right there. So the Justice Department said in a statement in response to the questions about firearms talks that the agency is actively evaluating options to prevent the further pattern of violence we've seen from individuals with specific health challenges and substance abuse disorders. But the department said no specific criminal justice proposals has been advanced at this time. So who said it? How did it come out? Who was the one that proposed it? Was it some sort of fucking influencer that's in the ear of the administration saying, you should ban the trans from having guns? Because I'm going to tell you what, if you look at some of the statistics on the military side, if you want to have some mental issues or you want to talk about the behavioral health and stuff, the highly statistics, no, I'm not talking about the, Latinx or drama that everyone said, but it's white dudes. It's white dudes. Every time we talk about the 22 a day, every time we talk about individuals that have taken their lives in the military, it's been white guys, not like white guys with Latino last names. Of course, only used in some type of situation. So if it's an advocacy, then all of a sudden, Latinos are brown. But if it's for, crimes and stuff like that, then all of a sudden Latinos are white and get added into whatever, blah, 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 blah. Kids who took Adderall. Some individuals right now that talk about, that own guns right now, that say, I took this medicine. I got to take my meds, or I got to take whatever. What about psychedelic mushrooms? I have friends that, I got a lot of friends that advocate the use of mushrooms for PTSD and stuff like that. You got what's going on in Texas. Those damn weed snorters to deal with. It's like, what is going on? So you want me to, because I've yet to see anybody, besides the propaganda and all the drama connected to the 80s heavy metal connection of everything with the clutching of the pearls, I've not known a stoner that has wanted to shoot up a place, or I've not known a stoner that, I'm not saying that I hang out frequently with stoners, but I do know that those of the cannabinoid enjoyers, I don't recall them ever. I don't ever recall them getting pissed. I was just trying to think. It's mostly people who drink alcohol. They get stupid, right? They want to fight and all this other shit. No, I appreciate it, Allie. Appreciate it. Yeah, so to me, that's a fucking no-go. And it's a story from the AP, of course. Again, a few days back, and I was like, we were gonna post this, but I'm like, I think this needs to be, because there's some things because if you look at recent posts that we've done on U.S. Army WTF Moments, there's some motherfuckers need to take meds. You need to take meds, because you guys, we cannot post anything at U.S. Army WTF Moments with someone saying because of Trump and because of Biden and because of DEI and because it's woke. Like, motherfuckers just want to enjoy memes. They just want to enjoy memes. Hey, ha, ha, ha. Look at what happened in the motor pool because the motor pool is this. We post a story about something in the motor pool, and then he's, well, that's because, because... Yeah, exactly that, Mark. They start bands, not fights. Bands as in bands, music bands and stuff like that. Let me put this story here from the AP. Because I'm like, what? I like that one guy. What? No way. There we go. Press will likely to criminalize it, and to many states, choking Bob. I'm telling you. I'm glad you brought that up. Someone asked me, and I see in another chat, how Second Amendment absolution are absolute are you? Absolute. Like, for instance, if you have had a history and you were even felons, that's why they call it the system, right? I know all my freaking other friends are like, I can't believe you just said that. Oh my God. Just fan myself with my AER propaganda, even though I only do that on Thursdays. If you've done your time, you got busted, you got thrown in jail, and you've served your penance, that's why they call it doing your time, paying your debt to society. You should get your guns back. Only after you stop being a fucking asshole, then okay. Then that's when you can get your guns back. Because then obviously you've shown the system. Exactly that, Jessica. Restoration of rights. I have seen actually, who hasn't seen the way the legal system has been twisted on individuals for events happening, and because only one segment of the story is being told, the individual gets their weapons taken away, blah, blah, blah. And then after looking at it further distance from a different type of lens, you go, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have taken that person's guns. That's because they don't provide us enough tools on the motor pool. Yeah, exactly that, bro. I'm going to tell you what, everyone talking about, it's because of Trump, because of Hicks said, because no. And we've been sucking in the motor pool forever. I wonder if the American revolutionaries were depressed because of the situation caused by the British. Ooh, Zinga. Good one, Allie. Well, then you had Ben Franklin come, he, very womanizing individual who loved the hose, went overseas to France to bring the Armada over here to assist. I love history. Some conservative gun figures have coalesced around the idea that restricting guns for people diagnosed with gender dysphoria to unease the person they may not have their assigned gender or gender don't match through a federal law that bars people from possessing firearms if they're adjudicated as mental defective. To whose standard? Remember, we talked about red flag laws back in the day. We talk about who should not be sold a weapon or who should not be. Look, there's just some individuals that if they can't be rehabilitated, then obviously they don't get it. Of course, case by case. I'm not saying blanket, yeah, give them all back, but there has to be, okay, cool. There has to be some sort of criteria, blah, blah, blah. And with competent, some sort of competent authority. Not somebody who's all pissed off at fucking guns and there has to be some, and I think it should be a secretive panel. It should be like a board. So that way, the person who is not supporting the Second Amendment, but does understand that individuals' plight when they've served their time in prison, they don't get ostracized or they don't get slammed by the media because there'll be some article from the AP or Axios that says I thought this guy was anti-gun advocate, blah, blah, blah. So I don't like this at all. This talk, at least the theme or so, and I have friends, like I said, I have some, what do the kids call them, the gun tubers, individuals that like to show their guns off and do gun stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. That like to show, hey, I do this. I love gun tubers. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that, whatever. I just hang out with them and say, hey, Ken, put this on and, go run. Let's go shoot and let's go have fun. And yeah, that's what I do. But there's individuals that I know that will go out and, oh, howdy from the center of the universe. We talking about Fort Bragg. Josiah, where's my back at Bragg? So some of the gun tubers even say that too. Hell no. Shall not be infringed. Guns shall not be infringed. Because once you start look, I keep going back to that saying, armed minorities are harder to oppress. And that's it. An inanimate object doesn't do the killing. It's the person that uses that inanimate object. Because I could use a hammer. I could use a knife. David says, changing the DOD to Department of War will fix all of our problems. Man, there you go. There's my Josiah right there. Back at Bragg. Were you really at the center of the universe? Bragg? Is that what you meant? Or are you talking about, I know some individuals like to say Fort Campbell. Yes, you got it. Yes, Allie, big fact right there. And also, if Allie makes a comment, the problem with blanket bans is suddenly everyone can fit underneath the blanket, or they'll make the blanket bigger. That's another thing too. Nope, don't like it. Nope. And if you don't like it and you don't like me saying it, then oh well, you can probably send us some DMs and say we're whatever, whatever. But nope. Dude, you have the fucking NRA. You had like the NRA. Matter of fact, let me pull up the tweet. The NRA pulls up the tweet. I'm surprised and I'll be honest with you, I'm not an NRA fan, but it's pretty shocking when the NRA comes out and supports the trans community on owning a weapon. The NRA. Which the NRA's busting out trans rights before anybody else. What's going on? This is what the statement is. It was about the same time that the article came out from the AP, and I'm going to window cap it so you guys can see it. You can go to the NRA socials and find out and all that. You can see what the NRA even says. NRA supports Second Amendment rights for all law-abiding Americans to purchase, possess, and use of firearms. It does not and will not support any policy proposals that implement sweeping gun bans that arbitrarily strip law-abiding citizens of their Second Amendment rights without due process. The NRA said this. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just going to say, there's two comments in here. Pip says the NRA is just as corrupt as the DNC. I think both parties are fucked up. That's just me. The left and the right, the DNC and the fucking GOP. That's just me. But Allie brings up a good point that the NRA outflanked the Dems. The Dems are like, Matt Damon. And the NRA's like, guns. I'm just going to say, there are other gun communities that I've not, but this is the one that hit everybody in the face. Guns. The NRA supports trans rights owning weapons before the Dems put it out. What's up, Heath? Criminals for Gun Safety said, bullying the NRA. Looks like it finally is working. Yeah. Did you get paid? No, I don't get paid from the NRA. I'm not even an NRA member. I'm just like, yeah, guns. They said it first. What's the? As a matter of fact, let me see. Let me look and see who else said it too. see anybody else who said some things. Going back to hey, no problem, Mark. Let me see. Let me look at this here. Guns. Everyone's throwing memes at me. Guns. Yeah. Okay. The reason why we didn't play the video, we were going to play the video, but NBC busted us when we were uploading it to do like a video of it. I think a couple days ago, and man, NBC came in like a hawk. Nope. Let me see. Let me look here. See. Let me see who else said the same thing too. Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, there's so many. I guess like gun tubers that you could look at that would say. But guns, yeah, exactly. The ATF is going. Yeah, exactly. It is a human right to self-defense. That's right. Again, I keep going back. Armed minorities are harder to oppress. And like Allie said, the blanket of what's considered a minority is starting to spread. Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, you ain't lying, Smoke Pit. Yeah, NBC said nope and almost and like took away some of the stats for the main page. Because I wouldn't test it on the radio page. The main page is kind of like the testing ground for it. So I kind of want to know where this came from. I kind of want to know who was the who were the ones that in the government that gave it to the AP. Hey, all right. So who's spreading this? What's up, Tater Magnan? Oh, Raymond David Arthur. Let's see. Did you see what Trey Gowdy said? Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, Trey. Yeah, exactly. See, and this is something from another firearms policy coalition. Matter of fact, let me pull it up here. Let me pull this video up. Yeah, I think you guys are on it today. Not to say really nothing. I think you guys are helping me with my notes. Let me throw this. And this is from Trey Gowdy. Nah, I mean, Firearms Policy Coalition. This is what Trey Gowdy said. You're 11 Hotel 1 Papa. You're a minority. So this is from Firearms Policy Coalition. This is pretty funny. Let me pull this up here. Hopefully Fox News doesn't get mad. Fox has been pretty cool when it comes to some of the stuff we posted and videos and stuff. I don't know about memes. Let's see. I don't know. You think this will get us busted? We'll see. We'll stand by.
How can we prevent this? How can we stop it? And the only way to stop it is to identify the shooter ahead of time or keep the weapons out of their hands. And so we're going to have a conversation of freedom versus protecting children. I mean, how many school shootings does it take before we're going to have a conversation about keeping firearms out? It's always a young white male. How can we prevent?
Damn, that was savage. What did you guys think of that? I don't know if we're going to get busted for playing that, because I know Fox News sometimes gets the ass when we play some of their shit. So we'll just well, we'll see. That was from Firearms Policy Coalition. So you got two. You got two groups there. We also have what I saw from Funker as well, Ronnie and Josh, the crew over at Funker, and they throw out this. They said no. Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you can't. You got no. Just because you don't like someone, you shouldn't prohibit their rights to defend themselves. I think it's kind of funny that this is where the line is. I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised. There's probably some members of the transgender community going, "What the fuck? Did he just said what? They support us too?" Imagine him not counting the brothers in Chicago killing. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about the other stuff. Where was I going to look at? He was talking about being restricted to getting your own weapon, that you had criminal charges, but if you serve your time, that you should regain your weapons back. Yes. Yep. I don't even know why I showed up. But what are you talking about, Branko? then go. Everyone talks about rights and how I don't get it. First and second, and I keep seeing stickers and I keep, you're driving. You ever see it? You're driving around town. Pick your town. You're driving around. You see a pickup truck or a car, and it says, and it's got that rifle on there, and it says, the Second Amendment exists for the first, or to protect the first. Those little whatever slogans you want to use. Allie says, I agree. It did shake up the convictions of the dominant ideologies. For two Second Amendments suddenly not being infringed means everybody. Does that mean everybody? And for the liberals, anti-guns, they're met with the reality of what disarmament means under increasingly authoritarian conditions for the historically minded. Let's just say we've been in this situation before. Yes, that's the reason why everyone talks about should not. We're going to talk about that, Musa. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Penn and Teller did a pretty good video about it. It broke down the words of the Second Amendment. As a matter of fact, way back in the day, before Facebook started restricting us and limiting our reach, we talked about guns and we posted one of their vids, and they got pissed off. And matter of fact, let's just try it again about guns. Let's talk about, since we're talking about guns, Second Amendment stuff. It's pretty good. Let's see. Let me look for it right here. My apologies. That was a good reminder. As you can see, I type like an old man. So this was just recently, and so let me. And this is a video that's been passed around. I don't know if it's still out, but this is a good idea. And let me see if it plays right.
Well,
yeah, this is a bad video. Hang on. This video needs to get. I need to get a little bit better quality video on this. But it's basically Penn and Teller explaining what the term of the second shall not be infringed. Yada yada yada. Man, I had to play it anyways. I'm gonna have to. Let me look for it. Let me look for more better quality. I want to see some better quality. Hang on. Let me see, because then hopefully, they won't flag us on this one. Yeah. I know I fucking type like an old man. I am an old man. There you go. Here we go. So this is the explanation of the Second Amendment and a better quality video. Hang on.
read the words.
There you go. I like this better. Mo better. Get it out of blitzkrieg mode. There you go. Pay attention.
Read the words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Sure, you need an organized military force to defend your country, but the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is the people, in contrast with the militia. It doesn't say the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people. Now, why the word people? Because the people who wrote this had just fought a war for 2 years against a tyrannical state militia. They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again. So they made the possession.
Say it again, and we say that again.
They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again. So they made the possession of weapons a right that the militia could never take away. Now, gun control advocates say the phrasing is clumsy, and the comma separating the state from the people is just a pause to get your breath. Strange, they can't seem to point out any other places where those hack framers fucked up the wording.
So there you go. Let me say that again right here.
Keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people. Now, why the word people? Because the people who wrote this had just fought a war for 2 years against a tyrannical state militia. They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again.
To do that again. It's funny now, all of a sudden, the left that likes to look at how we could support the LGBT community is now going, what? wait, are you, now the LGBT community is like going, hey, wait a minute. You gonna take our fucking guns? Hey, the two alpha people are like, yeah, fuck yeah, you ain't taking no fucking guns. The left is going, Matt Damon. Gonna get married to shotgun. What? Gonna get married a shotgun? Married to shotgun? Gonna get married to shotgun? I think when Rome killed an innocent man in order to protect the greatest pyramid scam ever. We're talking about taxes or something like that. What are you talking about, Raymond? Sometimes I don't know if you're serious or just putting out that hyperbole or hyperbole. Some individuals like to say it. So again, I'm. I said, people, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's talking about two entities, right? The well-regulated militia, right? The military and stuff like that. Isn't that what you're getting at it? And then it talks about the people. So again, I'm just saying, boy, they really fucked up the narrative on this one. If anything else, imagine all the drama now that the administration has to walk back. So now you've pissed off the Second Amendment people by saying you're going to take guns from a group of people. When if you were to apply that blanket, as Allie would say, then guess what? There's going to be a lot of veterans involved in that shit. No, I'm sorry. Oh, well, not the left. I'm sorry, Allie. Did I just blanket them? I'm just playing words, just breaking balls, but I'm just saying. So I'm tired of it. Hey, look, you protect the Second Amendment. Everybody needs to have the Second Amendment. When felons have, like I said, depending on what it is. Now, obviously, the Lautenberg Amendment. Oh, snap. I like the drama on that. Is the Lautenberg Amendment properly applied? Ooh, damn. You guys are feisty in the comments tonight. Is it? Is the Lautenberg Amendment properly applied? Why is it only to the Lautenberg Amendment when it comes to domestic violence, but it doesn't count for child abuse? Oh, damn. Fuck, you guys are on fire in the chats. I love this shit. Let's all get throwing knife cards and crossbows. In Luke, the church had Jesus killed to protect the pocketbooks. Rome found him innocent. Well, Alex says, under no pretext should arms and ammunition be surrendered. Any attempt to disarm the workers must be frustrated by force if necessary. And that's what Karl Marx said. Ooh. Allie's getting all philosophical on the communist stuff from Karl Marx. I mean, if you want to go back to primitive ways, I got an old skateboard in the closet. We can always truck Nazis anyway, so I don't care. But again, good questions on the second. Ooh, yeah, the Lautenberg Amendment. You guys know what that is? You convicted of domestic violence, you're not authorized to carry a weapon anymore at all. Even if you were in the military, like if you got busted for domestic violence in the military, you can't carry a weapon. Mm-hmm. Oh, damn. Heath, come on. Heath says, what's next? Taking cars from Asians? Taking switchblades from Mexicans? Or Latinas that hit curbs where they drive? Oh my God. As a matter of fact, I do know several Latinas that that hit curbs where they drive. I'm not naming names here, but you guys are savage. So let's talk about the knife story. Let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about what happened in Charlotte. You guys hear that story, right? Fuck. What a fucking... That fucking story, man. Everyone talks about blades from Puerto Ricans. Well, I think Latinos in general have knives. Anyways, so you're taking knives. Here we go with this. Where we're going with stereotypes and Okay, cool. Got it. What are you gonna take meds from white women or something like that? Can I play along too? Am I doing this right? You guys are freaking throwing your comments in there. Oh my God. Yeah, so what's next? Will they abolish the Lautenberg Amendment? That's a good question. I'm glad you guys brought that up about the Lautenberg Amendment. Hey, look, man. It's tough because I've seen in some cases as a leader, walking sticks from the stable, walkers from old people. What you guys made me totally lose my track of mind. The Lautenberg Amendment. I have seen every man, exactly that. Every man should have a blade. As a matter of fact, some of them, I mean, shit, I think I got them like all over the place. Got a blade in here too. Actually, I got a drone in here and it's got a bunch of blades. The Lautenberg Amendment. I have been, while I served, I have seen cases where somebody was like legit got busted for domestic violence. Yeah, it was legit. But I've also seen somebody that got in a fight, that went in a tussle with their partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and water was thrown, or words were said, or spit was done, and immediately it became assault. And then that individual has carried a domestic violence. Now look, there's just some people that aren't good together and they fight. Do you think that water, or do you think like spit or something like that, like water or a liquid or something like that, would that count as domestic violence? It's one of those stacking things. It's almost like adultery in the military when you fuck around with one of your troops when you shouldn't do, and you're both married. Hell, sometimes, recently, that's not even been happening unless you get like really caught, unless it's in the news. I haven't seen somebody get busted. I digress. But what I'm saying though is that it's just like when you get busted for fucking your subordinates, and then that charge of adultery is stacked, or fraternization stacked along with something else. And everyone talks about, should it be a charge for, like I said, a stackable charge? I'm talking about domestic violence to where it goes into the Lautenberg. So, you're getting manhandled, or you're being manhandled, or someone's manhandling you. I know cases of with the opposite sex manhandling a guy, and he's just trying to defend himself or wants to back off because he knows that if he absolutely knocks the shit out of this individual for being an asshole, then of course domestic violence, blah, blah, blah. So it's conversations like this, man, this is the stuff that people get. Let's put it this way. I'm going to get like my shit edited. People are going to be like, hey, did you see what happened? WTF moments. I don't know why I'm doing that voice, but Johnny Vargas, you see that guy, WTF moments, talking shit, advocating for domestic violence. Blah, blah, blah. I think domestic violence, if you get busted for assault, what's the difference between the assault of domestic violence and an assault? You know what I mean? So you ask questions like that, or you bring that shit up, and you start talking about arms and stuff like that. It just goes out, or the red flag laws or something like that. I know somebody got mad and they posted some stuff on social media. I mean, I'm saying, I know, I'm quoting. Oh, somebody posted on social media. Oh, this guy, I'm calling the cops. And not only going to call the cops, but this guy's posting mean shit about me. And he might even threaten me, even though you've said some shit to that person. And the next thing you know, reports it up to the cops. The cops show up to your door and you immediately get red flagged. Do we have to remove shoestrings, belts, knives, and weapons? Damn, you guys are on fire tonight. You were used to get drunk, hit me, and the next day was your fault. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the guys who are like, I don't know, 6'4", and their spouses are like, 5'1" or something like that, and they're absolutely punching them in the face or something like that. Some individuals like to say, well, men shouldn't hit women, blah, blah, blah. And, because it gets all that. Nah, I've reviewed the footage and gave my thoughts to my commander about DD, and there were people be like, yeah, okay, all right. So you guys know what happened, right, in Charlotte. There was an individual that was sitting in a train. An individual, a woman, came onto the train and sat in front of this guy. And then the guy, seeming for no fucking reason, whatever, unfolded a pocket knife and then stood up behind her and stabbed her multiple times. I'm not going to play the video, but there's a couple of stills of the video that are out, and everyone is like freaking the fuck out because not many people talked about it today. Well, not many people talked about it until today, I should say. And this image right here that's been circulating around the news, this right here, unprovoked. Like I said, there's video out there if you dare to look at the video. There's also the unedited one out there too. And holy shit, unprovoked. Unprovoked. I know nothing. I think this individual was coming back. She was coming back from her shift. She looks like she worked at a pizza joint, and her name is Irina Zaruska. I hope I'm trying not to mispronounce the name. She's a refugee from Ukraine, and it's unreal. It is unfucking real how this has evolved into now politics. You even have, that's why I made fun of Axios earlier. Axios even said, oh, well, you know, matter of fact, let me pull up what I tweeted. Let's see what I tweeted. Hang on. I was tweeting a bunch of shit today. If you guys, you know, some of the stuff that we normally don't post on U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio due to time, I gotcha. I'll post it on my Twitter account at the IO guy. And let me see right here. Pew, pew, pew. Let me look at this story right here. Axios says the video is easily shared, leaked, and can constantly and instantly pollinate across social media, a visual counterpoint to the statistics of showing crime decreases. Huh? Hey, look, your crime stats can kind of fucking go away at the moment. You got to be a little bit respectful to the fact that this dude fucking came up behind a woman way smaller than him and stabbed her in the neck several times and bled out. And what really trips me out is there no fucking dudes around him did anything. Now, I understand somebody's like, whoa, what do you expect him to do? I'll be honest with you. The last time somebody did something in a subway or a train or public transportation, they were indicted. They got arrested for defending the individuals in the car. So I can kind of see why everyone's kind of hesitant now. You know, everyone talks about, oh, well, the visual counterpoint statistics is showing crime decreases. Oh, okay, fine. Fine. They do the same with cops. Don't ask for a fucking cop cam, a body cam. Since you like to say that there's a lot of police brutality, I could flip it around and say the same thing. Well, then fine. To counter the fact that you think that there's an increase in police brutality, well, we're not going to show you any, despite the fact that the majority of the individuals that have attacked police officers and they've defended themselves legally, then there you go. She came to get away. Exactly that, Henry. Exactly that, Henry. Good point. Yep. She came here. Now, mind you, I said she's from Ukraine. She was a Ukrainian refugee. Now, look, and it's already been politicized. All of a sudden, everyone's saying, oh, well, Ukraine. And, oh, now all of a sudden you support fucking Ukraine. And now, whoa, stop. I had nothing to fucking do with it. You had to know where she was from, okay? That was it. You had to know that she was a Ukrainian refugee because everyone wanted to know who she was. That's the way social media works, and that's the way the news works. Something happens to somebody, and it's a high-profile case, you're going to want to know the deets about them. Then the reason why, and that's what makes me mad sometimes. Look, we just played a video at the beginning of this podcast, and we're going to play a video at the end of this podcast highlighting our support for Ukraine. So when we say, hey, this is fucked up that it happened to a Ukrainian refugee, she escaped Russia, she escaped the war from Russian aggression in her country, don't get mad when we highlight that. I see a lot of Ukraine supporters getting pissed because this is being brought to the front. Well, why'd you highlight that she's a Ukrainian refugee? Because she's a Ukrainian refugee. Because that's who she is. Because anytime, again, a high-profile case like this happens, just like that fucking woman who took this baseball from a kid at a Phillies game, right? We all immediately, everybody knew who the fuck she was. Now, of course, the contrast, the cases are a little bit different, but yeah, exactly that, Musa. Why no one is talking about banning knives now? I'm not going to play the video. You a little research it for yourself and you can see the video. So I really wish everyone would stop with the politics and shit, because now, and it was brought up, I can see what it is. Someone would like to do a little bit of a jet. Yeah, somebody says each side plays their own agenda. Exactly. Each side plays their own agenda. You see it. The ones that are opposed to the war in Ukraine are going, how can all the Ukrainian profile flags don't, blah, 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 blah. And the same side on the other side, the same thing that support the war in Ukraine will say, or support this, they support Ukraine against Russia. They'll say, oh, now you want to support Ukraine? Now you want to, it's like, Dad, you can make up your fucking mind. She is who she is. She was a Ukrainian refugee that came to this country to escape war, to escape fucking Ivan's onslaught of civilians in her country. It has to be told. And just because somebody that you don't like said it, oh, wait, just like somebody that you don't like that you're trying to ban from owning guns, they could say it. See, I see moments like this and I think, you know, there's some events that could happen in our country that would be unifying. And again, I'm surprised that the Second Amendment community and a lot of members on the right, I was surprised on their vocal support for the trans community owning guns or having guns and are opposed to having guns taken away from them. So I thought this right here would be, I want to say somewhat unifying, not unifying as opposed to the fact that she was from Ukraine, but support the fact that our crime is so bad that somebody who left a war-torn country under the safety, under the safety of ours would get killed, just like Henry said. Just like the Afghan Uber driver in D.C. Shit, my family came over here thinking they, remember, I'm first-generation American. Family came over here from Mexico and said, oh, this is fucking freedom. I like this flag. I like what it represents. I could, say what I want, be who I want to be, guns, all that stuff. Nobody wants to come to this country to get killed. So I thought that would be unifying, but apparently not. If you oppose the war in Ukraine and you say something, that's fucked up. She was a Ukrainian refugee. Those that support Ukraine get all pissed off and say, well, now you fucking say it. What? Make up your fucking mind. Because I'll be honest with you, that's how you lose allyship. It's hard. It really is. When you're trying to be an ally to somebody or a group or whatever, and when you're doing what you're trying to do, because you're trying to understand, you get shit on for it. That's how you lose allies. Trans people in the guns discussion is apart from a deflection of the real issue. What is it? What's the real issue? What is the real issue? Is it the fact that, we all have issues, yeah. The UFO will come here in November and everything will be, and it will be okay. Oh, man. UFO's going to drive by and go, man, roll up your windows. This is some ghetto shit here. Oh, man, I'll be surprised. They're probably going to go to another planet that we didn't realize was in our solar system, that they're going to just drive by and say, you guys suck. And then just like go to the other planet that we didn't realize was there. Or like another planet's going to uncloak next to our Earth. And we're like, holy shit, what was that? Aliens are like, you fucked it up. Guns. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's fucking frustrating, man. I hate it. I hate the vitriol about it. It's just as bad as veterans in fucking uniform, in or out, or a reservist that are sitting there trying to get our soldiers, because you see it. Allie will attest too. She'll see, we'll be on a comment on there and we'll post some stuff about anything that has to do with anything. Anything. Going back to what I was saying, it's all Hegseth's fault. It's all Biden's fault. It's all woke and DEI. Blah, 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 blah. She did a good, she posted a good comment in there. Like, what do you feel about those, gun rights? And then immediately she was attacked. Venezuela will be the topic in a few days. Yeah, you noticed that too. So anyways, I think that covers my rants. I'm in shock. I'm in shock that that individuals would go after another group after they waive that Second Amendment. That's not what America's all about. Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is there to protect the first. Blah, 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 blah. Except for trans. No, that's not how it works. Just because, hey, there's groups of people that I don't fucking like either, but I don't say take their guns away. I really don't like a lot of people. That's a good one. On reference back to the UFOs and the aliens, they're going to drive by and go, they're going to drive by and say, you should have shot Harambe. This is some ghetto shit. I wonder what's going to cook up in Venezuela after we hit that boat that everyone's crying about. war crimes and stuff like that, which I didn't know overnight. We had law of warfare experts just hit the fucking social media platforms, and everybody who's not in uniform, dictate to those who've served a lot of years in the military and just like to throw their little comments at them. I'm kind of like, damn, dude. Should have said Harambe. All right, so none of us like people. We know too much. Yeah, exactly that. Oh my God, Russ, you ain't lying. What do y'all think about that Department of War? Okay, we did two versions of a video just to see something, just to do a test. George Bush was pictured with Harambe's mom. ooh, which one? W or the other George Bush? CIA Bush or W? We do two videos, okay? One kind of making fun of the Department of War change, and then one kind of like hyping it up. And we both got shit for it. It didn't matter what we posted. It didn't matter what. And sorry, I didn't mean to use you guys as a social experiment, but you all fucking fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, just nicely, and to the point to where we were highlighting it. Me and Mark Baker were shooting the shit from you guys know who Mark Baker is. He's the guy from Private Murphy fame, right? He's the guy that does all the Private Murphy comics. And literally, it's this guy right for us. Literally, we said, like, watch, and we're gonna post something, and people are gonna get pissed off and say Trump, Hegseth, whatever, and we're gonna make fun of them. Okay, bam, we post a video, make fun of them. Sure as shit, didn't even take a minute. All right, we're gonna do another one. We'll do another video, same thing, but this time we're gonna kind of hype it up to make it, whatever. And that's the same thing. You can't please anybody. Calling us bootlickers and shit like that. Like, shut up. If you want U.S. Army WTF Moments to not be a mill meme page anymore, okay, be careful what you wish for. I think the name rocks. Department of War, Subdepartment Controlled Chaos. I like that. That's pretty fun. Use the South Park defense. They're coming right for us. It's coming right for me, yeah. So again, I'm just saying, guys, look, I just think that social media temperature is rising even higher. And I think you guys in uniform need to shut the fuck up. Let's put it this way. If you're going to complain about soldiers doing TikToks, dancing in uniform, then don't be Mr. fucking politician in uniform and spout your shit. Because then soldiers are going to see you and go, oh my God, that's a master sergeant. Can I say that shit too? Or, hey, that's a lieutenant colonel who's retired and he's protesting in the Capitol in uniform. I can do that too? Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Because you will be beamed. And you'll probably get a fucking phone call. Or your command will get a phone call. I have a feeling the days of the TikToks are slowly going to go away. I have a feeling. I'll call it right now. In the year of our Lord. 8 September 2025. In the year of our Harambe. Yes, exactly. All right, last thing, last follow-up. Hey, you guys, what a story that we did, for I think it was the Monday edition, right? Matter of fact, let me triple double check. No, it had nothing to do with guns. This was on September 1st. This was the Monday edition. You guys remember I had Liam Lynch on, right? He was the dude that came on to talk about his the issue that he had with a cowboy. Oh, look at those handsome faces. Damn, I need to get a different shirt. I want to kind of fit me. It looked like I was like budding bosoms or some shit. Look at that. Look at that shirt. I need to. The LGBT groups were making dead name jokes about the admins getting offensive about the yeah, exactly that. Oh yeah, we said, man, we had people saying the same shit. We made a couple comments that people got mad. On Facebook, if you delete a comment, and one thing that we're kind of, we guys, look, if you post something underneath a comment and that person deletes the comment, your comment kind of goes away too. So it's kind of like it deletes. I don't know why it does that. It should leave your comment up. But anyway, so yeah, we saw that too. It's like, are you dead naming? Don't dead name. We were making the same jokes too. So these two fine individuals, myself and Liam Lynch, HHC Commander 1st Squadron, 6th Cavalry Regiment, out of Fort Riley. He's finishing up his command time, and you guys remember the Monday edition? He came on and shot the shit. We still have no update from Jared Roberts. I'm sorry, Jared Roberts at Short Go, who stiffed Liam out of freaking over almost 12 grand worth. And I'm talking about 12 grand due to the fact that, legal fees and also the amount of money that it took for him to do this. If you guys saw this story, go to the Monday edition on all the other platforms. You guys know also that Facebook now is removing after 30 days a lot of our lives. So if you see something that like, hey, I saw this broadcast of go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube and you'll see all of them there. Besides, YouTube's a little more liberal on what we could talk about as opposed to Facebook. We post something and then next thing you know, it gets taken down. So 30 days now, Facebook Lives are going to be removed, and just because of their storage policy and all that. But you can catch all of it because we archive as much as we can on the WTF Nation Radio YouTube page. So you guys don't know the story. Still no update from Jared. As a matter of fact, we even reached out to the real James Wood. James Wood, the actor. You guys remember him? James Wood, it was frequently on Family Guy and all the other movies that you saw on Casino, Cat's Eye, El Salvador. Yeah, Salvador. Yeah, exactly. That James Woods. So we even made an appeal to him because he follows Jared. And so we're like, hey, can we get a status? Because, Liam is about ready to PCS. And also there were soldiers that have ETS or PCS from their location that don't have any Stetsons. So catch up to the podcast that we broadcasted on September 1st on all the platforms. It may not be there for Facebook. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's still on Facebook. That way you guys can catch that too. So that's the gist on that. Still no update. And I'm pretty sure, as a matter of fact, by practice, we do not post GoFundMe's on the main page and all that, because then we would get an influx of like a ton of GoFundMe's, and it would be it would not be conducive to do that. So we've also posted it on other platforms as well. Individual, my personal account is the IO guy at Twitter, and I think I'll post it on my Insta, the real Ken Ramos. So again, at any rate. So make sure you check it out, read the story. Y'all know what's going on. And then, like I said, we'll keep you posted on what happens. And I'm pretty sure with including James Woods, the actor in this, we'll be able to get some traction on it. So that way Jared can go ahead and give us bring this to closure. Either pay him the fucking money back, provide him the Stetsons, and we can move on our way. So that Liam is not holding the bag, or an empty bag, I should say, for all all those orders. And he's holding the bag for him. So, but anyhow, so just a Monday edition. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant. I really didn't have anything planned until, and I was talking to a friend in the LGBTQ community that I said I would be talking about this on Monday. So today's Monday. So really didn't have nothing. So I want to give a shout out to make sure to have that reminder there. Again, guns. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings and genders and races and groups. You can't just take away guns. I'm not going to be for it. So I'm going to give you the rollout. As Spanky would say, I'm going to roll out the lemon pledge. And look, the King and Me. Look at that. Look. Oh, it's on the site. It's on the site. It's the King and Me. What'd you guys think of the show? The King and Me. I liked it. I was in there listening on it. So we now have, this thing's going to start getting crowded. Again, most of this content you're going to see will be posted also in YouTube for the exclusive stuff. But for right now, we're just testing the waters with the King and Me. So, of course, you have the actual King Smith and the coach for the sports bar. And then you have the actual King Smith and his wife, Michelle, for the King and Me. It was a pretty good show. I liked it. It's a pretty good introduction to the WTF Nation realm. Then, of course, the Smoke Pit and Sergeant's Time, FTX and Weekend Co-ops. And, of course, tomorrow we have CQ. The pop culture warrior, Michael Cataskeel, and his angry staff of Bad Mike and Angry Elf. I'm pretty sure that I have people coming at me saying I was wrong for saying this, or I shouldn't have said that, or blah, 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 or whatever. I'm more than happy to have the discussion. I think there's going to be some big news coming out on Wednesday or Thursday. Well, I should say, no, wait. I don't know when exactly it's going to. I'll say this. This week, there's going to be some big news, and we're looking forward to posting it and breaking it and see if this breaks the internet. We are embargoed. Yeah. Are you embargoed? No, I'm not embargoed. I just respect the profession when it comes to making sure that the news is properly disseminated and it's concise and it's factual, not rumors. Guns. Yeah, guns and tacos. You ain't lying, Baconator. Oh, man, guns and tacos. So make sure you share, like, and follow. Again, like I said before, we're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms. 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And on X at WTF Nation Radio. I think we're good. Anybody else got anything from me? Anyone in the back? Any behoovings or any caveatings or piggybackings back there? I think we all got it. Y'all have a good night. See ya. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Reigns. Officers orders driving us insane. ATF 0 dark 30, no time to complain. Push-ups in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Rocket marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant's fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Zones and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. In our mind, brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the Army of Ukraine, our army.